Welcome to this Fire Away Friday edition of the Oxford Exxon Podcast. Chase Parham and Neal McCready, Clark Ford Studio here this morning. We were going to take your questions again. Fire Away Friday edition, as recruiting is a few days away from National Signing Day, or the
Almost
second
over.
National Signing Day. You're going to want to talk about Zach Evans, so we'll probably just open there and get some of your questions here coming up on the show that's brought to you every single day by the Oxford Exxon, Highway 6 West in Oxford. Lunch specials, daiquiris, hey, ribs this weekend, Super Bowl specials on ribs, so call ahead. Have them wrapped up, ready to go for you, dry or wet, if you so wish, and more. So again, take advantage of that. You do every single year. Always, Oxford beats the rest of the Craddock Oil locations when it comes to ribs for Super Bowl. So hopefully, you guys do that again this time. So appreciate all the help there. And again, coming from the Clark Ford Studio.
We are. Clark Ford is in Amory, Mississippi. 662-257-1900 is that number. Call it. Ask for Corey Clark. Tell Corey what Ford product you're looking for. He'll send you a quote within 15 minutes in business hours. It's that simple. It's right to the bottom line. No hassle, no haggle. You get your quote, and the rest is up to you. You can shop it around, or you can do what I've done, which is get into a Clark Ford today. You'll love the product. You'll love the service after the sale. Corey wants to be your truck guy. He wants to be your car guy. He'll prove that to you. 662-257-1900. Guests join us on the Rafters Music and Food Hotline. This weekend, Rafters is open on Saturday and Sunday for lunch. Be open tonight. Be a great place tomorrow to watch Ole Miss LSU basketball at 11 a.m. in Baton Rouge. And good news, the Board of Aldermen has voted to extend bar hours until 11 p.m. on Sunday, which is Super Bowl Sunday, so it's going to be a big deal. They can be open and sell alcohol the entire time. They'll have $2 mimosas at brunch, $3 domestics during the game. Brunch starts at 10:45 on Sunday, features $3 mimosas and their $5 famous Bloody Marys there at Rafters Music and Food on the Square in Oxford.
You say Board of Aldermen every time, and I forget what you're talking about. And I kind of look over like, what are we doing? And then it kind of comes in.
We're a news organization.
You glad I clarified how long the animal was loose last night on the Twitter machine?
Yes. Thanks. Jackass.
I didn't do it. The guy who found the snake came on Twitter and told you. I was just alerting you to the reply.
Thanks.
The snake that I talked about yesterday was lost for 4 days. Was found in a shoe in a closet, all balled up. The ball python was balled up in the shoe. So, yeah.
Lindsey Graham is going to join us on the podcast at some point. He sent me an email to send him. I sent him a direct message. He responded by giving me an email address. Said he would be honored. So there you go. Big news.
I mean, it's always good when the little people are willing to come on the show and things, and I mean, I guess we can make time. It's fine. Whatever.
Yeah, we'll figure it
out. Taylor Pierce on the live chat says coming to Oxford for the first time from a restaurant recommendation. Honestly, let the live chat help you. I'm bad. I'm such a creature of habit. I go to like 3 places over and over and over and over again. I'm not good about trying new things or varying my menu very much.
It also depends on what it is that you're wanting.
Well, yeah,
and what it is that
really
you're willing
you need that above everything else, because this is way not a criticism. I enjoy answering these questions and different things, but especially when it's New Orleans or something, it goes, "Hey, where should I eat?" And I'm like, "Well, we want expensive. We want cheap. Are we doing lunch? Are we doing dinner? We want white tablecloth? Do we not? What? Give me some help here.
What are you looking
let's
for?
See.
Exactly.
Yeah, I always kind of laugh. It's like, well, I need you to break it down just a touch. Yes, Rafters or Southern Craft. That'd be great. Thanks.
Rafters would be great. Southern Craft would be great. No question.
I have heard from several people that have started listening to the American Scandal once we mentioned Lindsey Graham on the podcast. So we are people helping people. We're throwing some downloads his way.
He said we had made a difference.
Oh, did he?
That's what he said. Yeah. I'm sure that's flattery, but
it's complete crap. We appreciate it.
But it made me feel good for a moment.
So
it was a nice break from the multitude of text about a running back in Houston.
So speaking of running back in Houston, Zachary Evans. We've talked for a while that there's some eccentric personalities around him.
That's one way to put it.
There are potentially some people pulling in different directions around him, potentially. some new schools just popping up out of nowhere for him all of a sudden, it seems. As of 8:17 a.m. on Friday morning, because I feel like timestamps are important when it comes to Zachary Evans.
Yeah.
What the hell's going on?
Yeah, don't ask, because if you're asking me for a prediction, I'm going to throw some coffee on you.
No.
I wrote this morning. There's a lot at rebelgrove.com. I'm not going to give it all away here because that would be stupid. We are in business. There's a lot at rebelgrove.com, a lot of details, some quotes that I think you'll find entertaining, if nothing else. There's a list of who I think is due in. There's one prospect they're hoping to get in. They're not particularly hopeful, but they're hoping. I believe Zachary Evans always intended to end up at Georgia. And he is I made a comparison to someone close to it yesterday. I said he's kind of the baseball free agent that overestimated his market. And the other teams said, you know what, he's good, but there's other guys we can go ahead and get signed to team-friendly deals. And they get tired of waiting, and they go ahead and do it. And before you know it, you don't have a place to go hit. You don't have a uniform to put on. And Evans, to some degree, has done that with Georgia. Georgia wanted to bring him in this weekend. He wouldn't commit to a visit. He doesn't like visits. The kid doesn't like recruiting. He doesn't understand it.
Blew off Tennessee coaches in home.
Yes.
Freaked the Florida coaches out to where they dropped him the night
Well,
they
just said they just said we're not doing this.
Yeah.
I don't know what Tennessee's reaction is. I think Tennessee still wants him based on, I'm being careful here because it's the network and we're all team players. I'm wearing my rival shirt today.
You are today.
I'm wearing it as a reminder to not be stupid. This is a
Oh, is it really?
This is me.
It's almost kind of like a scarlet letter on you right now. You're just looking down going, okay.
Reminding me that I get a paycheck that feeds my family. Okay?
Okay.
This is me reminding me that these are the 10 most expensive years of my life, and now would not be a great time to risk that. There are people who push back on the narrative. Why, I don't know, that he ghosted Tennessee on Monday. He absolutely ghosted Tennessee on Monday.
Like they showed up at his house and he wasn't there?
They showed up at the school to
start the visit.
Visit, even though he's through his school, and he told him he was going across town. In reality, he was right down the road. Said that we'll at least go see your grandmother, which is where he stays most of the time. And he said, no, she's leaving. So he ghosted. There's a lot of other prospects at North Shore, so it wasn't a wasted trip for Jeremy Pruitt, and I think the other coach's name is Niedermeyer.
Okay.
Whatever. But he ghosted them. He's done the same thing to Florida. I think to some degree he's done the same thing to Ole Miss. Not to Kiffin, but I think he's done it.
Some assistants.
Yeah.
Kevin Smith or somebody.
Levy or somebody. I don't know. I don't have that as firmed up as I do the Tennessee stuff and the Florida stuff. He's done it to A&M. Done it repeatedly to A&M throughout the course of the year. If he were the next Bachelor, he would never. There would never be a moment where he got down on a knee. Nope.
Not even a chance.
Not even a chance. So I don't know what he's going to do. Sam Spiegelman, who I respect a lot in the Rivals business, I know you do too. He and I were messaging last night, and he said, I won't be surprised if he doesn't sign with anyone on Wednesday. He goes, that's my prediction. He just shows up someplace in June. And Spiegelman's really good. I like Sam a lot. I think he's really good at what he does. And I've been saying this for at least a week now. Don't be surprised if Wednesday comes and goes without him signing. And let me go ahead and say what I've said on the internet. I'm going to say it here on the podcast. Wednesday, at the end of Lane Kiffin's press conference,
around 3:30 or so.
I'm going to write what there is to be written.
There will be a list of names.
And I will be complete with this class. I'm not, for the people that chase down, hey, give me the latest on Zach Evans. Unless someone calls me and feeds it to me, I will be done digging on Zach Evans.
That's a good point. It's not getting down on a knee, as Georgia Rebel says. He's just going to ghost Chris Harrison at the final rose ceremony.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's going to be in Vegas or something.
The girls are going to get out of the limo. There ain't going to be anybody there. It's just Chris.
He's out.
Hey, would you like a mimosa?
mean, look. Okay, where are we sitting?
How funny would that be if The Bachelor just said, out.
Peace.
Peace.
Y'all are
Deuces.
crazy. You're all nuts.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah. No, I'm not marrying any of these damn women.
So I've seen kind of back and forth on this. Do we have clarification on if he can even sign an NLI on Wednesday?
I think he can.
Okay.
Because I don't think Georgia ever turned his NLI in. Georgia had no idea.
It was just a piece of paper somewhere.
Georgia had no idea he was signing with Georgia until he signed with Georgia. Like, oh, what's this?
Well, they had to send him one, though.
Well, yeah, but they didn't expect him to sign it. Normally, there's communication.
Usually.
There was none.
Typically, people sign multiple. It's not that you don't understand you're getting one signed.
Yeah. Well, there's a scholarship paper, and then there's an NLI. There's two different deals.
Yeah. Look.
Avery says I would like a mimosa. I would, too.
Mimosa kind of day.
It's getting there.
So, and I'm really being real here. Like, I get the people that go, hey, number one running back in the country, talent, baby. Okay, yeah, I get it. Here's my question, though.
Okay.
A, you're pretty good at running back. So if you're taking this kind of gamble, to me, this kind of gamble would make more sense nose tackle, defensive end, linebacker. You know what I mean? Like, where there's no dude there. You got some dudes. Connor's pretty good. You already got Henry Parrish in the class. You got Ely, obviously another 5-star kid.
I mean, I'm going to let you talk.
Got a lot of stuff here.
We talk for a living, so I'm going to let you talk as long as you want to. When you get done, I'm going to boil this down to one sentence.
And go, yes.
Well, I mean, it's a sentence that's more than one word, but continue with your.
Well, it's all that. So it's all that. Like,
Yeah.
there are times and there are places where you take some chances. I get that. Completely.
Sure.
I don't know that running back at Ole Miss right now is it, A. And then B, a lot of these schools that have pretty good networks, got a lot of layers going on, can handle compliance in a lot of ways that it's not a new staff. They're throwing their hands up and going, whoa, nope. Like, there's almost some foreshadowing sign here of, hey, look around you at what everyone else is doing and just be aware. That's the part that I can't quite get past is when the Georgias and the Alabamas who, I mean, they do this for a living. I mean, you know, kind of coming back to it. Go, hey, too rich for our blood. No, thank you. I don't know that this is the position where Ole Miss has to take that shot. I think it's okay there. That's what gets me is the relevance to the current roster. Because here's the thing, too. I don't know Zach Evans. Maybe he signs with Ole Miss and comes in and is a model citizen like Chad Kelly and everything's great. Maybe so. I don't know.
Sure.
What if he's like fourth string in August? How's he going to react to that?
That's a good question.
There's no guarantee he's beating out Jerry and Ely.
Well, there's almost a guarantee that he won't.
That's my point. There's no guarantee he's beating out Henry Parrish. People at Lamb Parrish love Henry Parrish.
Yes.
Kevin Smith loves Henry Parrish.
That is true.
I mean, loves him.
That is an accurate statement.
So what if you're not even the top running back in your class when reps started getting handed out in this thing? Is he going to handle it well? That's a whole other part of this that it's not about Kevin Smith or anybody handling the room okay. It's about we don't know what this young man's reaction is going to be to any of this. It's kind of a time bomb a little bit.
Let me know when you're finished.
I'm
I'll
done.
give you my
Go ahead.
sentence.
Yeah,
you
go
ready?
ahead. Yeah, sure.
Lane Kiffin wants him.
I know.
End of the day.
Well, and Lane has final say.
Yes. The Alabama model's here. He's listening to other people, but my understanding is he wants him. Now, the people that are concerned about NCAA stuff, I say this with a great degree of certitude. I don't think there's going to be anything to find.
Do what now?
I don't think the NCAA will have anything to find.
Yeah,
I mean, if they sign him, they're signing his friend who's at this point best offer is San Angelo State or however you say it.
San Angelo State.
Is that right?
I think so. Isn't it? Oh, you were actually serious. That's where his offer was from.
Yes.
I thought it was like just a.
No.
Okay. Angelo State.
Angelo State.
Yeah. I don't know.
What's their mascot?
Angelo State.
The Aardvarks. The Roadrunners. The Spider Monkeys.
Angelo State football. They're the Rams.
The Rams.
The Angelo State Rams.
How about that?
They represent Angelo State University in Division II.
Okay.
I know nothing else about them. Their uniforms look very much like the LA Rams.
Well, makes sense if you're going to be the Rams.
They have black jerseys though. Their colors are blue and gold, just like the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
But they have also black alternate jerseys. No.
Maybe gotten a discount deal from Rydell or Russell or whoever.
No. Does not look good. Not the way to go. Sorry, go ahead.
So the question is he? Yes, a scholarship. Someone says he getting a scholarship, and I said, yeah, he'd get a scholarship. Is Lane Kiffin star hungry? Is the question from Big Ben, who has one of the best usernames, by the way, with the B1G and then
like
Ben
that?
instead of Big 10. It's Big Ben. I always get a kick out of it.
It's not.
I don't know that it's star hungry.
No. It's a hell of a talent that he believes that can be controlled. A, and then B.
He wants to make a splash, though.
Yeah.
By signing Zach Evans, who's the 13th ranked player in the country in Rivals.com, and the highest ranked unsigned player. Yeah. You get the storyline at your place.
Of course.
And he thinks, now, he hadn't told me this. Again, full disclosure, I've never talked to Lane Kiffin. I'm told he believes that a splash now just gives them a springboard,
some extra boost into the next class.
2021, where you not only need splash, you have to have splash. You've got to get high-level impact players in the 2021 class, or this thing's not going to work.
How good does Zach Evans have to be worth 2 scholarships?
Oh, look, you always have roster junk.
I know. I'm asking a question.
He's got to be good. He can't be a disaster. He can't come and end up being a 2 for 0.
Yeah, Todd Gurley was worth 2 at least. Fournette worth as many as you want to give. Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, if he ends up being a 2 for 1, is it worth it? Of course.
Nobody's upset because Larry got 2 scholarships.
No.
Because hell, Zedrick became a damn good player.
Yeah, it was a 3 for 1, and they actually got a superstar and a really good player, and then the other kid that someone said would be an NFL player. That was one of the days that I started thinking maybe we
started wondering about that a little bit.
Maybe we're losing credibility here. Might need to review.
It's frankly worth it as long as he doesn't cause some issue for your program.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah,
frankly, his own field does not matter. Whatever.
You always have roster junk. Always. There's always. You're never even at Alabama going to have 85 productive scholarship players. Just doesn't happen.
Yeah, that's kind of my point, CJ, from the live stream. If he doesn't make an impact on the field but creates a buzz that leads to a top 10 class next year, is he worth 2 scholarships? Yes, absolutely. He's worth 2 unless he creates a catastrophe for your program.
Yes.
Somehow.
Yes, unless he comes and he gets in trouble and ends up getting dismissed sometime in August or something.
Or even becomes some crazy locker room cancer. I'll even play that game with you a little bit. But
now, I will tell you this. There are people at North Shore who are not happy with him based on the way that it ended, who will tell you that they've never had an on-field problem with him.
Mm-hmm.
Shows up, works, never had to get on him about practice, never had to get on him about work.
It's fine.
Have had to get on him about attitude. Not about competing, attitude.
Anything else on Zach Evans?
I mean, I'll talk about it until Wednesday afternoon, and then I'm done. I will talk about him with you next Thursday morning if that's required.
Yeah.
And then that will mark the end of that.
So don't ask 47 questions on Fire Away Friday next week about Zach Evans.
I just want to answer them. I'll just start drinking mimosas. It might be a mimosa day next Friday.
We've had bourbon at 9 a.m. before. It's fine.
Yeah, someone has.
I think I'm good. Because I was going to say, hey, I mean, how much stock you put into like Oregon or USC or somebody, but plenty. Sure. Why not? I mean, who knows?
Yeah, well, I think you're foolish right now to disregard things that people close to him are saying. I mean, I do get the people. The only thing I kind of take offense to, not offense, that's not the right word. I don't care. It's recruiting. People go, oh, you're just making stuff up. I'm not making stuff up. If I were making stuff up, I'd write a book.
You could really have some fun if you want to make some stuff up.
Yeah, I mean, if I were making stuff up, I'd really go all out. I'm not making anything up. These are what people are saying to me. He doesn't know what he wants to do. That was yesterday. I think the Georgia thing He probably would never admit it, but I think the Georgia thing was cold water.
Mm-hmm.
He's always been so talented that you can play the game forever and everyone will keep playing the game.
It looks like Georgia's off the deck.
Georgia's got the number 1 ranked class in the country. That running back that they signed yesterday, committed yesterday, they love him. He's really good. And they said, done. You know what? Bird in the hand.
Yeah. 2 in the bush.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah. We'll jump into your questions that are not related to Zach Evans in a second.
I'll take this one real quick because Christopher asked a question on the other guy that's not going to sign on Wednesday that will still be out there, Leonard Manuel, the wide receiver from Florida. His deal is academics. Simple as that. As of right now, no one's convinced that he can get qualified. He's probably going to have some summer school stuff that he's got to do. Ole Miss wants him. Florida wants him. If you made me guess today, my guess would be that if he qualifies, he ends up at Ole Miss. But he's not qualifying at this point. He's not going to sign with anyone on February the 5th. He said that last weekend. There are people that are out there that are acting like this is breaking news. Leonard Manuel's not going to sign. It's a full week, if not more, old.
I would be all in if we wanted to send Zachary Evans to Scuba and then do another Last Chance U season. I'm all in.
I don't think he'd last there.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. In all seriousness, I think he's one of these people that desperately needs structure, needs the right kind of structure. All jokes aside, this is a really big decision for him. He needs to go someplace.
He's making very much a life decision right now.
Whether it's Oxford or Knoxville or Eugene or wherever he ends up going. Frankly, he doesn't need to go to Texas A&M. Tennessee would be a good fit for him. Ole Miss would be a good fit for him in terms of getting away from Houston, getting into a structured environment where he's held accountable, and then we'll see whether that works or not. He's going to require some de-recruiting that is going to be a shock to his system, whether that happens in Knoxville or Oxford or Eugene or wherever.
We'll jump into your questions in a second. Podcast brought to you in part by Community Mortgage, Oxford, Memphis, Soto County, and Chattanooga. Underwriting and processing is done in Memphis. They're getting local underwriting and understands your market. A leader in condo financing, the float down option, and when rates as low as it's been about 2 years. Good time to talk to Jason. That's 662-234-2704 or JLOWE@communitymtg.com.
Speaking of signing day, join Coach Lane Kiffin and the Rebel football staff on February the 5th, which is Wednesday, for a signing day reception in the Manning Center from 4 to 6:30 p.m. Tickets can be purchased for $25 on OleMissTix.com. You think they're going to have the big board up for people to write the names and stuff?
Are they doing that again?
I don't know. You think?
I don't know.
I missed that.
No hablo inglés.
No, you don't want to play that?
Nope.
Don't miss out on Rebel tennis this weekend, starting at 1 p.m. as the women's team hosts the Texas Tech Red Raiders, followed by a 6 p.m. start for the men's tennis team as they host Oklahoma State in an SEC Big 12 showdown. Admission is free. For more information, visit OleMissSports.com. And the Lane Kiffin era has arrived. Be sure to renew your football season tickets by March 31st. To secure your seats in the vault for this season, tickets start at just $199 and can be purchased by visiting OleMissTix.com. My Food for Thought Friday column is up this morning. I was really proud of myself, Chase. I got it written last night because I knew this morning was going to be busy. Laura's out of town. I had all of the responsibility this morning, so I got it done yesterday. It is brought to you by the Iron Horse Grill. Built as the Armour Steakhouse in 1906, this legendary Jackson landmark is a true icon of Mississippi's rich heritage. Twice, the Iron Horse Grill burned partially down, but it's risen from the ashes like never before. With live music 4 times per week, it's the perfect place to enjoy lunch, dinner, or Sunday brunch. It is also one of the largest beverage caterers in Mississippi. It can service the entire state for weddings, rehearsal dinners, graduation celebrations, birthday parties, and more. Give Sarah Black a call at 601-398-0151 for your catering needs and knock that off your worry list and let the Iron Horse Grill make your event one that is memorable forever. It's located at 320 East Pearl Street. Get a jump on the spring sports season by registering for the 2020 Oxford Park Commission Youth Baseball Program. The leagues are open for kids 5 to 15. The cost to play is $50. All of the games are played on the turf at M-Trade Park. The registration will conclude on February the 7th. This year's season opener will be April the 6th. For more information, visit OPC online at oxfordparkcommission.com.
Podcast is brought to you by In-House Interior and Design. That's inside Sugar Magnolia on University Avenue in Oxford, or in Tupelo at 325 West Main between Nikki and Ashley. Have 30 years of combined design experience. They take care of everything as far as designing with the home, including windows, doors, paint, wallpaper, lights, fixtures, lamps, rugs, flooring, furniture, and more. They travel in-state and out-of-state as well, and they are offering discounts. The first 10 dorm room assignments, 20% off for that. If you'd like to take advantage of that, to find out more, you can give them a call at 662-681-6241. Jumping into the questions now. Let's see, what do we got? Rank the order and how soon the three major programs are most likely to reach the Final Four in their sport.
Ooh.
I mean, baseball would be one because I think they will have a top 10 team next year in 2021. So you have the ability. I mean, that's what we're talking about.
And then right now, I'd have to put football ahead of basketball.
Yeah. College football playoff before Final Four, yeah.
Yeah, if you made me.
And you're just in the SEC. I mean, you have the ability. You know what I mean? It's right there in front of you. It's not a matter of being that good and running through the luck of a tournament. I mean, basketball's the hardest one, period.
Yeah, well.
In a lot of ways.
And just player procurement in basketball is so hard.
Let's see. Chase, how much do you see JRP and Ely playing on the baseball team this year? I think Ely is now ahead of Plumlee. I did not think that going in. I do after a week or two of inter squads. I think Ely has done enough with altering his swing a little bit to be able to play.
Wow.
Obviously has tons of has tons of tools.
By the transitive property, he's better than Jake Mangum.
So really, the all-time hits leader is playing for Ole Miss right now, and they're just waiting on it to play out.
Unbelievable.
I know.
This
crazy.
This team's winning the whole thing.
Only he could pitch too. Maybe he can. We'll see. I thought Plumlee looked a little more raw than I expected the first week, but it's 1-2 weeks. I don't know. It's still so freaking early. Here's your deal. You don't know exactly what's going to happen when a few more bats accumulate. And then you also don't know what happens when the other team scouts you and then figures you out, and then you got to see what happens. Because Sinquez was white hot early on. I mean, just killing the baseball. And then all of a sudden, they switched up, started realizing he couldn't hit a slider, and he went 1 for his last 34 or something before he got pulled off the practice.
So you're telling me the other teams are going to try to win too?
Yeah, apparently, yes.
Is that how that works?
Yeah, I think so.
So they're going to scout and look for weaknesses and then hammer those weaknesses until you adjust to that scouting?
That is correct, yes.
Man.
Novel concept stuff, isn't
We're
it?
learning a lot of things today.
What's the craziest recruitment you remember, Mr. McCready?
Probably Jamarcus Russell.
What about it?
Maybe Carnell Williams.
What happened? Both those?
Oh, just
go ahead. Story time. Uncle Neil. The statute of limitations is more than up on both those guys. What's up?
Just very competitive. There were twists and turns throughout those recruiting processes. Carnell Williams was committed to Tennessee, and then Auburn took the whole staff in. And then the new Alabama staff got in, and they made a run at him. And then Auburn kind of locked it down on Carnell.
Showed him the eagle flying around the stadium. Is that what they did?
Well, they just said, what number do you want? And he said 24, and they said, okay, you got it. And that was it. Jersey number.
I had Plumlee ahead of Ely because Ely was a project out of high school. He had a really bad year at prep last year. He fell way down the rankings. He was not a first-round person by the end of that. And Plumlee, I thought, had a little – and still might. I mean, again, crazy early. I thought he was a little more suited for college baseball at the moment.
Tomorrow's February.
I know. I thought he would put together some at-bats. I thought because he's right-handed, he would get in the lineup a little more because Ole Miss is far on a left-handed dominant lineup right now with the projected starters.
Ely's a left-handed hitter, right?
Yeah. I thought there was some chances there that Plumlee could make an impact. Again, still can. But as of now, I think Ely's a little ahead just based off these couple weeks. I mean, there's spots for everybody out there. There is no outfield spot locked down.
Here's the other thing, too. For all the football talk, Jerry and Ely really loves baseball. If you made Jerry and Ely pick a sport, he would not think long.
Yeah, if Lane Kiffin walked up to Jerry and Ely and said, hey, you can't play baseball, he might transfer.
Yeah.
And again, he's not going to.
Right.
I'm just
of
talking.
course not. Yeah.
But,
Kiffin's not an idiot. Right. But if you made Ely pick a sport, if the sporting gods came down and said, that's it, Jarian, one or the other right now, he'd say baseball. Mm-hmm. I don't even think he'd think long. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't know what Plumlee would do in that scenario. He might go the other way. I don't know. But Ely really wants to play baseball. His heart's in it.
Yeah, Ely was projected as high as number 6 about a year out, and then it tumbled. Hit the second half of his season at prep. I don't even know that any scouts were even coming around anymore. He'd really fallen, and some of that is just the era, because 10 years ago he would have still been a pretty high pick because of his speed and things that they liked more in a prospect than they do now, because now they just want you to hit the dang ball at the ballpark. Frankly, it's all bat and that. So, do I see Hoagland or Nikhazy getting at bats at all? I'd assume not, but they both hit some during the fall. I think I'd give Nikhazy a better chance, but I think they would like for other guys to take those spots and do it that are not pitchers.
You hate for him to hit a ball and rounding first base. He sprains an ankle and
misses 2 starts because of that. Mike's okay with it. Mike doesn't love it.
Sure.
Head
for that
did
reason.
It. Matt Tracy's done it. It happens, but
you
better be really good offensively.
Well, and the problem with a kid like Nikhazy, and this is a compliment, he's so competitive that in the heat of the moment,
he won't relax.
He's going to slide into second base hard. He's going to try to stretch a double to a triple. He's going to try to go first to third. He's just going to play baseball. And I know the fans are out there, well, they've been doing that forever. I get it. But if you tweak something and then you're not quite as effective as a starter and you get shelled, then it wasn't worth it. It's that deal of, you take an infielder and you put him in the outfield for a minute because you think, I'm going to get you an extra at-bat. That guy's super competitive, and when the ball gets hit to the wall, he's crashing into the wall trying to catch the damn thing. In the heat of the moment, great athletes don't think to themselves, you know what, I ought to just let this thing bounce off the wall. It'll be a double. It'll be all right. We got games to play. No, he's thinking, I'm going to catch the damn ball. And then he separates his shoulder, and he's out 6 weeks, and you look like an idiot.
I mean, it's a lot. Dan McDonald's taking a lot of the same thing. I mean, I remember Stephen Head telling me a story a few years ago about Brendan McKay, All-American Louisville two-way player, probably the best two-way player in the last 2 decades, at least in college baseball. And he pitched against Ole Miss in a midweek his freshman year. And Stephen was the graduate assistant or student coach or whatever when he was back in town for that. And he walked over to Dan and was like, hey, what's up with that kid? And Dan goes, hey, I love him. He's you. But we're waiting. We're holding off, whatever. And Stephen's like, dude, you throw him now. Like, what are you doing? Like, whatever. And Dan goes, two-way guy. He was just real hesitant about it. Look up 3 weeks later, he throws like a 2-hitter against Boston College or something and off and running. But even with a guy as good as Brendan McKay, I know Dan had pause early. It was like, I just can't quite do that both ways with him.
Sure.
I really want to pick away.
Sure.
So, but at the end of the day, talent wins. So if you're the best guy, you will do it. I mean, especially right now, they need anything they can get. I mean, Nikhazy didn't even really pitch for Team USA over the summer. He played outfield.
Yeah.
Now some of that was to rest his arm, obviously, and he was on the team. But
he hit.
I mean, he's okay. Yeah, he's a competitive son of a gun now. I mean, he's gonna give you an at bat. And
no, in many ways, he's the worst case scenario for that because there's a certain like Drew Pomeranz quality to him, and I don't know him. I just watch like some on TV and stuff. I don't know that he has a slow down button.
No, it's
so that speech goes
10 all the time.
That speech goes in one ear, and he hears it, I suspect.
He's not being rude. He just.
But when the game starts, I just don't. I think he has a hard time executing that plan. Like when he hits a ground ball to the second baseman, and you're going to be out, instead of just jogging to first, he's going to sprint. And then you tweak a hamstring on one of these damn cold days in early March, and now you can't pitch for 6 weeks, and that was a bad decision.
You have a problem now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's fair. I'm trying to think. Ole Miss, what's been the craziest recruitments? Going back to that real quick. I mean, Floyd Allen, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, Jermaine Whitehead, I guess.
That's not a bad one. I mean, we're taking the free spaces out, like Leo and stuff.
Yeah. That really
He's the middle of the bingo board.
That really, yeah. And that one was avoidable. There were people all in that staff room saying two things.
Stop.
Hey, this isn't worth it. And B, he's not that good. I know for a fact there were people in that
Yeah.
room telling Hugh Freeze he's not good enough for all of this. He's slow. He's not going to be an impact player in this league. There are 10 linebackers in the Southeast better than him.
Yeah, let's go get one of those.
Hugh wanted him. Hugh wanted him. And he's not the first coach, nor will he be the last coach to be star crazy. But when Hugh Freeze would say, we don't look at stars and ratings, it was all I could do to go, oh, come on.
Did you see on Twitter, and obviously I remember this, it hadn't been very long ago, covered it, probably seen that exact highlight, the catch and run that AJ retweeted of himself from high school, AJ Brown?
Not sure that I saw that.
Oh, my God. Like, I know, duh, like, whatever, I don't
Yeah.
know why I'm mentioning it right now, but I watched it, and he, like, went up and one-handed caught a ball, kind of Beckham-ish. He was wrapped up by 2 or 3 Callaway defenders, kind of came out of it and then moved left and just sort of outran everybody in the end zone. And it looked like he wasn't even really moving, like he was barely even running, and everybody else was just like, it was like Tecmo Bowl when you're Bo Jackson out there a little bit. But it was,
I remember calling you after his state championship game at Vaught Hemingway, and I said, that kid for Starkville is a freaking superstar.
Yeah.
I told you he is 3 and done, gone.
That was after his junior year.
That was his junior year.
Yeah.
And I'm not a football guy. You don't have to be.
No, you knew AJ.
You watched him, and I said, that dude. Because people at the time, Laquan was a big star, and I said, he is so much better than Laquan Treadwell. And you were like, whoa, hold up. And I'm like, I'm just telling you, he's better than Treadwell.
Yeah. With both the Powerball and the Mega Millions lottery games going live in Mississippi on Thursday, what are you doing with the winnings? The Powerball, you get $40 million with a $27 million cash option, or the Mega Millions, you get $155 with a $108 cash option. Oh, I'm taking the cash option.
Yeah.
Cash now, better than cash later.
Just give me my money.
Neil would go buy an island.
I'll take care of the kids. They see y'all later.
But you wouldn't actually do that. So, no, like, pragmatically, what would you do? You're not moving to an island and never speaking to anybody again.
Are you out of your mind?
You would not. That's not actually what you would do.
I would start the process the next day. Society would never hear from me again.
No,
I'm being real.
You wouldn't leave your kids.
I'd set my kids up with enough money they could come see me on my island whenever they wanted to, and they would have an
You would
open
stay
invitation.
here or stay somewhere wherever they were in school with until they finished. You might go see your island every weekend or something, but no.
I'd leave.
No, you wouldn't.
Yes, I would. I would absolutely leave. I'd go someplace tax sheltered and chill.
It's true. If you go to an island, there's going to be snakes.
I'll be able to hire people to kill the snakes. I wonder if I'd get a condo in Wrigleyville. I don't think so.
You don't?
I don't.
Why?
I don't know.
Not really.
I wouldn't.
Too many people?
A lot of people. To go to games where there's lots of people. I could watch the games. Get the Marquee Network on my device or whatnot. I could watch the games if I wanted to. I don't know that I'd even want to. Take up some fishing. I like to play golf.
Well, golf, you got snakes again. Unless you're going to hire somebody to walk with you to kill the snakes.
I'd be able to do that. I could hire a caddy that was also a
snake charmer.
My caddy wouldn't be like, hey, it's 242 yards. Like, I don't give a damn. Just give me a club.
Yeah, I'm having fun. Or
hand me a club and hand me a beer. Not in that order.
Stay in really good shape so you can live longer.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you want. I mean, at that point, hey,
I'd hire no joke.
Yeah.
I'd hire a personal trainer and a nutritionist. I'd get up every morning and get a really good workout in, stay healthy, and then I'd go relax my day away. I'd listen to your podcast for a few minutes.
Call in once a month just to
Maybe.
say hello.
Maybe. Sammy wants to know if I'd go to restaurants. I wouldn't.
you would get bored with that at some point.
I don't think so.
Trust it.
I mean, let's make this comparison. You go, and I'm not making fun. It's just different people.
Okay.
You go to brunch.
Yeah.
Sundays probably 3 out of every 4 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I've gone to one brunch in the last 13 years, and it wasn't in Oxford. You go out, how many times a week would you say you go out?
Oh, not much. No, not much.
How many times a month would you say you go out?
I don't know. I mean, it's less than it used to be, and it's seasonal.
Okay.
During the fall, a pretty good bit, because I'll go on Friday afternoon in the bar and
sure.
talk. Yeah, whatever.
I'm not making
No,
fun.
I know, but I'm in my head. Right now, not a ton. I mean, less than 5, probably.
Yeah. I mean,
but in the fall, if everything's whatever, a pretty good bit, yeah.
I'm like once every 2 or 3 months. I'm just not.
Probably out for dinner, I don't know, 7, 8 times a month?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Yeah. I mean, once a month, absolute tops. I'm just not as social as a lot of people. I'm not as social as I used to be.
I guess where I'm going with this, though, is you're talking about that being boring. In some ways, with all the money, I would actually be the more boring person because I don't know that I'd change a lot.
Yeah.
I would still need something to do every day to some extent. Now, I wouldn't stress myself out, but I think I'd still do stuff. Like I think I'd still do a podcast.
Really?
Oh yeah. I would need some reason to get up in the morning and kind of move around a little bit. Now, I might just do the podcast and at 9:45 go peace, going to play golf for the next 14 hours. But no, I need some reason to get up and do something. Otherwise,
Yeah, I don't. I'm pretty sure I wouldn't. 108 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
108 cash.
Done. Gone.
Hire 5 people to take care of it and 5 people to watch them take care of it. And yeah, just thought.
You would have nice bourbon.
I would have really, really nice bourbon. That would be obscene with the bourbon. But yeah,
I'd have a fabulous tan. I'll tell you.
Be careful. Cancer.
Oh, I would. I'd have all the good,
Slather it on.
all the best stuff.
Yeah. Podcast brought to you in part by G&M Pharmacy and Tyson Drugs. Tyson Drugs right there on the square in Holly Springs. G&M South Lamar in Oxford, 662-236-2222. They deliver local to anywhere in the Oxford area, your home or workplace. Offer MedSync to fill your prescriptions the same day each month to make it easy on you to get the medicine you need when you need it. And with Right Way Meds, they individually package your medication for the date and the time. That can go a long way towards saving lives in certain situations. So again, 662-236-2222.
If I had 108 million, I could get my teeth fixed. You know, I could get my bottom teeth that are all crooked. I could get them fixed.
I never even noticed that
Yeah.
at all.
I could go to Corinth Dental and get that done. They could reinvent me and others one smile at a time. Dr. Bubba McQueen and Dr. Jenny Beth Hendrick are devoted to restoring and enhancing the natural beauty of your smile using conservative, state-of-the-art procedures, including Invisalign. These clear aligners are the virtually invisible way to improve your smile. Call Corinth Dental today for a no-cost digital scan of your teeth and let them show you the way to a straighter, healthier smile. 12 months, no interest, no down payment, financing available at corinthdental.com. Also brought to you by Splinter Creek. It's a gated conservation community located 8 miles southwest of Oxford, 75 minutes from the Memphis airport. SplinterCreekMS.com is the website. You can call Tom Smith Land and Home Agents at 601-898-2772 to schedule your tour at Splinter Creek today. 34 lakefront lots ranging in size from 2 to 25 acres, 650 acres of lakes, pine and hardwood forest, 6 miles of private roads, well-maintained running, cycling, hiking trails. The lakes are sort of the main streets of Splinter Creek. Each one has a combination of docks and floating piers, a pavilion with fire pit, outdoor kitchen for use by homeowners, everything you could possibly want. SplinterCreekMS.com. If you're thinking about moving to Oxford, retiring to Oxford, you win the lottery and you say, I'm going to live in Oxford, you owe it to yourself to check out Splinter Creek MS. We're also brought to you by Dead Soxy, and they want you to know they have created socks that make an impact. Dead Soxy has teamed up with Vogel Alcove to help young children in the Dallas area overcome the lasting and traumatic effects of homelessness. These incredible socks were created by the very kids this program is serving with 3 one-of-a-kind designs. Each sock tells its own story. Visit deadsoxy.com. Click on the yellow banner at the top of the page to visit the collab page. 50% of all proceeds have been pledged to help break the cycle of child homelessness. So extend the season of perpetual giving and support this incredible collaboration. While the promo code will not apply to the Vogel Alcove collaboration, in order to maximize the donation, remember to enjoy 30% off all other Dead Soxy products with promo code Rebel Grove. We put up our final Neal's picks of the year yesterday. Super Bowl LIV, which I think means 54.
That's correct.
Is Sunday. Our picks are in. I think we all picked the same team to win. They're brought to you by Southern Craft Stove and Tap. They've got your pre-concert and pre-game needs covered. So whether you're headed to Oxford for the Rebels SEC basketball slate or baseball season, or to Tupelo for one of the many events at Bancorp South Arena, make sure you get your event started off right with a visit to Southern Craft. Conveniently located off Highway 7 and Sisk Avenue in Oxford, and at 205 East Troy Street in Tupelo, Southern Craft has all your Southern favorites ready to serve your hunger needs. So drop in, enjoy a curated cocktail or one of their many craft beers on tap, and don't forget about their catering. From private event to catering in for your staff at work, Southern Craft has your catering needs covered with a meal everyone is sure to love. So make your day crafty at Southern Craft Stove and Tap.
Let's see. Did we all pick the Chiefs?
I think so.
Did we? We'll be quick here because I don't really know what your answer is going to be. Neal, you seem to lean right economically. Where do you stand on guns? What laws, if any, would you like to see changed?
I'm not a gun owner, but I'm a Second Amendment guy. It's in the Constitution for a reason. I think people have the right to bear arms. They have the right to protect themselves. I am for strict background checks. I know a lot of people are against that. I'm completely for it. I know that is some degree of an invasion of privacy, but I think it's worth it. And then at the risk of getting people super triggered, pardon the pun, and don't ask me to call them what they are, semi-automatic, machine gun, whatever. The ability to strap a magazine to something and fire hundreds and hundreds of bullets in a very short period of time is not, in my opinion, what the framers of the Constitution really had in mind.
No, it's. I mean, whatever. Not really even giving an answer here, but the way that's written, the Second Amendment, is something. It's not very flexible, and it's something that people really try to interpret and put a lot of words into versus how it's written. That's one of the more straightforward amendments that doesn't necessarily fit our changing times the way it. They did a great job in a very flexible document with tons of things.
Yes.
But that's one that
genius.
Doesn't necessarily translate very
Right.
well to this century.
Well, it'd be impossible for them to have all sat down and known, hey, here's what it's going to look like in 250 years.
Yeah, totally different.
Because if I
the fact they did as well as they did is a miracle.
It's because they were brilliant.
Yeah,
they were brilliant men. If we put together a group of people today and said, come put together a list of rules that will apply for the next 250 years, go. Number one, you'd want to go seek out some of the smartest people on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, you would not get total agreement. There were compromises in the writing of that document. And then thirdly, they wouldn't get it all right.
If you could have chosen any college in the country, where would you have gone, assuming money and GPA were not issues?
Knowing what I know today?
Sure.
Probably Northwestern or Missouri.
I would, depending on
Arizona State, one of those three.
Arizona State
journalism schools.
Yeah. That's a good one. I didn't really think about. Depending on how much I wanted the football big school experience, it would have been Northwestern or Columbia. Part of me had had, like you said, had everything else not been mattered.
Right.
Would kind of wanted to go to a school in the Northeast and done it that way.
Columbia would make sense. Syracuse would make sense.
Yeah, I'd rather go to Columbia than Syracuse.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
But with Northwestern, you still get a normal school, if you will, with
Right.
what we understand that
Right.
experience being.
Yeah, I mean, I think if money is no option, people who get out of that Medill school, they've got jobs lined up, good jobs, and I think it makes a huge difference in the career path. If you want to work in the Like so what you're talking about, if you want to work in the northeastern power corridor of the country from a journalism standpoint, you almost have to have a degree from one of those places. Not there are exceptions.
Yeah, of course.
But the exceptions are absolute exceptions. The majority of those people went to an Ivy League school, or they went to Northwestern, or they went to Syracuse, or they went to Missouri. I think Leif has really good advice here.
What's that?
Do what I tell every kid I know. Go to an Ivy school and find the smartest people you can find and become their friend. That is probably really solid advice.
Go to the best school you can get into and then find the people that
Find the smart people and become their friend.
Yeah.
Don't worry about being cool. Don't worry about the parties. Find smart people. Network.
Hang out with them.
Hang out with them.
You've asked this question a couple weeks in a row, and I know we've answered it 1,000 times. We kind of avoided it, but didn't really avoid it. Just thought we've answered it. When did Freeze tell you to pray for him? What was that after? He would pray for you. What was that after?
Did it a couple.
They all run together, so I don't remember which one that was.
Yeah, he did it a couple of times. After the Chicago thing, when we had détente for a while.
Okay.
When I showed up for Media Day, it was the first time we talked the whole summer. Remember that?
Really?
Yeah. And
okay.
he told me two things. He told me that he had welcomed me back, that he was following me again on Twitter, and that he would pray for me.
Welcome back. Following you again on Twitter.
And he would pray for me.
Yeah, he was notorious for following and unfollowing a lot. He'd go back and forth on the Twitter machine.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't even realize he'd unfollowed you, because how would you know that? Then all of a sudden be like, hey, Hugh Fury's followed you on Twitter. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Okay. Like, wasn't aware that was a thing, but sure.
There were 2 or 3 Twitter-related things on that deal. Whenever they got beat on a recruit, a certain assistant coach would tweet out a Bible verse, and that was an inside joke.
That was good.
We would see like a Bible verse get tweeted out, like, who committed elsewhere? And every single time someone had committed to some other school. Without fail.
If you haven't read it, powerful, sad story on Jevin Sneed in the Austin American Statesman the last couple days.
I've heard about it. I have not read it.
You have not read it?
No. I liked Jevin a lot, and so I've had to tell myself, you'll read that when the time's right.
It's tough.
Yeah.
Man, the question is phrased, does that cement it further that you don't want Carson playing football? But just the story in and of itself, just so sad. I mean, they really focused on that hit against Oklahoma State, and it was a brutal hit.
It was terrible.
But it's a cumulative effect, too. I mean, Jevin was hit a lot.
Did Jevin donate his brain?
I believe so.
Yeah.
That is my interpretation. I want to say he said that prior to, that he wanted that done. Some really tough details on he was talking, and again, read the story. There's much more than this here. He was on a golf trip, and he would forget what course to go to overnight. Like the next day, he wouldn't remember what course they played the day before or where to go. He was talking to a buddy about some high school football memories, and he was very expressionless because he didn't remember them. He would make notes to himself for meetings and things throughout his day, and then have to take pictures of it and put it in his phone because he wouldn't remember where to go in a few hours.
Wow.
Yeah. Really, really tough. Just
yeah.
tough.
The answer to the question is I don't want Carson to play football. I really don't. I don't. When I see the incredible hits and stuff that become highlights now, I don't go, ooh. I think about the kid that got hit.
Yeah, well, like even a couple weeks ago, we were reading about how it was the lead in that story with Damon Clowney, with the Jadeveon Clowney hit on the kid from Michigan.
Yeah.
And same thing.
Yeah,
very similar deal.
That's a shame. I always really liked Jevin. I found Jevin to be an interesting person to cover. He was always very polite. He was very generous with his time.
His dad was very helpful. Talked to him several times.
Yeah, they were nice people, and I liked Jevin, and that senior year didn't go the way he thought it might go, and I always thought that the way that he handled that was graceful. It's a shame that in his last college game he
Took that type of hit.
Got that kind of hit. It just, yeah.
How you dressing your hot dog?
Mustard.
Relish?
I prefer like jalapeno.
Okay.
I don't particularly.
But you put jalapeno on everything.
On a lot of things.
Yeah.
I prefer diced onion to relish.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Might be exactly the same, actually. Yeah. No, not the jalapeno, but I would prefer onion than.
Yeah.
I'd actually rather have regular like dill pickle slices and onion than relish. The relish is too sweet for me.
I don't like. It's got to be dill relish,
Yeah.
and even then, just a little. A little goes a long way. Not my thing. And frankly, if you just give me mustard, I'm good.
Back in your pre-watch calorie days, like chili and cheese and stuff.
Oh yeah, I mean, Carson loves
Like a Coney
chili
from
dogs
Sonic or something.
Yeah, well, and he likes that Hormel chili. You know that you
Oh,
get.
really?
Oh, and I do too. That stuff's fantastic.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you talk about a weak spot.
Put it on a hot dog.
Oh yeah,
Really?
or a Frito pie thing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Fair. Yes, people who put mayonnaise on hot dogs are psychos.
Oh yeah, you can't trust
100%.
You can't trust those people.
To the point of it, like it might even impact relationships and stuff. Like if you
It would, absolutely.
if you really like the person you're dating and they put mayonnaise on a hot dog, you might go, I don't know.
No, it's over that minute.
There's something else here that we're missing if you're doing that.
She could be scorching hot,
And you're still worried about her boiling a bunny at some point.
and she puts mayonnaise on her
Yeah,
hot
that's what
dog.
I'm saying.
I know that sometime in the next, every time I go to sleep, I'm worried about what might happen, and every time I leave the house and come back, and all it takes is one psychopathic experience for you to realize, you know what? It's not worth it. Because I had one, and that was more than enough. Ketchup on a steak is a felony, CJ.
Isn't that how Trump eats his? Isn't it well done with ketchup?
Yes.
Isn't that right?
And here we are.
Point made. Sorry, Hogan, if you're watching.
Although my 401k loves the president, so my 401k might very well love steak with ketchup.
Again, as long as the 401k is moving, who cares? Fine. Take it.
Yeah.
It's all good.
I mean, I do fall in that category of people, and I know I'm not alone that's like,
Ooh, Ronnie says dated a girl that put mayonnaise on pizza.
God.
That's worse than my ketchup on pizza. At least I'm in the same food group as the marinara.
Yeah.
I'm just doubling the tomato.
You're like Royce Young, NBA writer for
Yeah.
ESPN. They have the
Yeah.
ketchup scale. He puts ketchup on damn near everything. It's psychopathic.
I know I'm going to make people mad here. I think people eat tons of ketchup when they have bad palates. I know I'm being a jerk, but it's
No.
what I believe.
I don't even put it on a hamburger.
I think ketchup is for people with bad palates.
I don't disagree.
I'm going to get hate mail, but
You are.
it's okay.
And some people get really pushed back about mayo.
Well, I mean, Kelly tells me I'm completely wrong about mayo, that it's a sauce that is very required for a number of things.
Well, and see, here's the thing. He's talking about an aioli.
Not going and getting the Hellmann's and pouring it out of the
Where
out
it's
of the
been
jug.
hydrogenated
Yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever the hell they is with that glop. Where you just...
Yeah, eating his homemade mayonnaise on something he is trying to prepare is a different experience, I'm sure. Than
to me, that's more of an aioli than Miracle Whip.
Dukes.
Yeah, which is just... ugh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I know. I eat ketchup on Meat Lovers pizzas. Yes, thin crust Meat Lovers from Pizza Hut. That's
A
the
lot
only one.
of ketchup or just a little?
No, just a lot. I mean, just a little. I put it on a plate and I just dip it a little.
Okay.
I don't like pour it on
Every
there.
bite or just the first bite?
Occasionally, it's just there if I want it. I don't know. It depends on the mood.
You dip the crust in it too?
No.
Okay.
It's a good question though.
Because now you're just having bread with ketchup.
Yeah, that's a question. I don't know. Ooh, mayonnaise on Hawaiian pizza. That might on the pineapple.
That's
Ugh.
disgusting.
That might be worse.
Man, this Zachary Evans thing has affected people.
Ooh, that's a good question. We'll go to break in a second. But Sammy says, other than Tabasco and a Bloody Mary, does anyone pour any kind of condiment into a kind of drink? I mean, I'm sure there are some, so help me out in the live chat, but I don't know.
I'm trying to think.
And I don't like Bloody Marys.
Mm-mm.
If I have one, it better be really spicy.
It's got to be spicy, and it can't be that thick, like Captain T's or whatever it's called. It's got to be like a Clamato juice or something. It's got to be a little thinned out.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like
you're way above me now.
If it's super syrupy, I'm out.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Take a break in the show to about MasterCut's Lawn and Landscape, premium lawn care throughout northern Mississippi. But they also offer a lot more. MasterCuts will build your custom playgrounds, retaining walls, pool decks, outdoor living spaces with paper patios starting at just $3,000, and forestry mulching starting at just $100 an hour to patch your dream backyard may be easier than you think. Visit them online at gomastercuts.com for a free quote or give them a call at 662-607-7773. Again, gomastercuts.com.
We're also brought to you by Nest and Wild. Every Nest and Wild mattress is 1 foot thick, giving you comfort and support that will last. It's a Mississippi-based mattress company that makes a high-quality mattress that's delivered right to your door. And from the twin size to the California King, they're all 1 foot thick, 100% American-made. With them, you can fight cancer in your sleep. Nest and Wild's partnered with former Major League pitcher Jason Mott, his foundation in the fight against cancer. They donate a portion of every mattress sold back to Jason's charity. It's a no-risk decision. Nest and Wild believes in their product so much that they're offering a 99-night trial on every mattress. So try it out, sleep on it for 99 nights, and if you don't like it, you can return it. Go to nestandwild.com, order your mattress, use the podcast code REBEL20 and get 20% off your purchase. Your mattress will arrive at your door in 3 to 5 days. If you win the $108 million, you're going to need some financial advice. I would suggest Pinnacle Trust. They're based in Madison, Mississippi, but they've got clients in more than 20 states, advisors in 3 states, and they probably could help someone who lives on an island. Founded in 1997, Pinnacle Trust provides detailed specialized investment management, financial planning, retirement planning for individuals and businesses, and much more. At Pinnacle Trust, investing is treated like a commodity. Decisions are made using objective information and research, not emotions. So regardless of your level of wealth, Pinnacle Trust will sit down with you, listen to your goals, study your expenses, and put forth a comprehensive, detailed financial and retirement plan built just for you. Cookie-cutter financial planners put you in a box. PinTrust builds a box just for you. To learn more, go to pintrust.com. It's PINN trust.com. Mention that you heard about Pinnacle Trust on the podcast. You get 10% off your first year's fee. Also brought to you by the Westin Jackson. It's a Marriott property in downtown Jackson, home to Soul Spa, the ultimate luxury spa experience in downtown Jackson, and home to Estelle Wine Bar and Bistro, where you can go in this weekend, sip on a creative craft cocktail, enjoy their curated wine list, and also enjoy breakfast, lunch, dinner, and Sunday brunch with all of Chef Caden's many delicious offerings at Estelle in the Westin Jackson tonight. And we're brought to you by John Edwards of Regency Travel Incorporated in Memphis. If you've been thinking about a golf trip, a summer trip, a anniversary trip, whatever the case may be, Florida, the Caribbean, spring break, whatever, you need to get in touch with John before you book it. He knows how to create a trip that creates a lifetime of unique memories. He's part of Virtuoso, and he'll take care of you. All you do is you give him a call, you give him an email, give him some parameters, give him a budget, and then sit back, do nothing, and he will come up with options that you will not be able to find on your own. 901-494-3387, or send him an email, jedwards@regencytravel.net. First-time clients save $50 off their first booked trip just by telling John you heard about Regency Travel on the podcast.
Yes, I've had chocolate gravy a number of times. My grandmother used to make it all the time. Reading from the live chat there. Neil, have you had that? Chocolate gravy?
I don't know that we ever called it that. We always just called it chocolate sauce. And so when people would say chocolate gravy.
But you put it on biscuits?
No. I've never had chocolate gravy on biscuits.
Okay.
That must be a Mississippi thing.
You're from North Louisiana. It's the same thing.
Yeah, it's different. We're Texas.
Okay. So your barbecue is more Texas-based barbecue,
Yes.
brisket
Yeah.
and sausages and things
Yeah.
along those lines.
Yeah, I'm just telling you, man. North Louisiana is more Texas than it is anything else. It's East Texas until you get to like Monroe and over.
Okay.
But Ruston to Shreveport and all that.
All right, I did a Google search on condiments in cocktails, okay? And there's a few pop up that are just disgusting or something I don't understand. But tell me where we fall on this one. Okay, I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna give you a recipe. Give you the condiment, mustard. Okay.
Okay.
The paragraph says, "Sure, mustard doesn't seem like the most obvious condiment for a cocktail, but neither did tomato juice or cocktail onions. Mustard's actually vinegar based, balancing the natural spice with some tang, and a little experimentation can yield some surprisingly delicious results. Take it from Matt Tanner of Houston's Anvil Bar and Refuge. For those of us who keep bare bones at home, a simple Dijon mustard may be your new favorite pairing with hot dogs and brats. A Dijon daiquiri. Okay?
All right.
2 ounces white rum or vodka. 3/4 ounce lemon juice. 1 ounce honey or maple. And a 1/4 ounce Dijon mustard in a daiquiri. What do you think?
I'll try it.
You okay with that one?
Sure.
Okay. I think I'm okay.
Yeah. I'm willing to give most anything a shot.
Honey's a condiment, yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Put it on whatever, sure. Let's see what else what we got. Will we ever make it to Atlanta? I mean, yeah, at some point. The league's not going away
You mean
tomorrow.
for football?
I'm assuming that's what he meant.
Oh.
I mean, the basketball tournament will be back there at some point.
At some
They
point.
play Georgia Tech here in a few years.
Yeah. So yeah, you're
Yeah,
going back to
absolutely.
Atlanta.
Yeah. I'm being jerks. Favorite course I've played, course I'm most looking forward to playing. I'd like to take a couple golf trips this year. There's a couple potential on the horizon that I'm trying to do. Probably favorite course, Golf Club of Tennessee, probably, I guess, just off the top of my head. I haven't really thought about it.
I played the Oxford Country Club once.
You did. What was it, 150?
Something like that. Who's counting?
150? It's 152, right? 157.
I don't know.
The goal was to break 200.
Yeah, I did that comfortably.
Oh, yeah. I mean, because even without Jonathan's help, you would have broken 200.
Yeah.
You'd have been 170.
70.
Yeah, around 170. He probably saved you 10 strokes. Because God knows on that long par 3 what that would have been like had you had to hit the tee shot.
Yeah, we've been rough.
Because it was 240 yards into a really stiff breeze, cold.
Mm-hmm.
And he hit it to like 8 feet. And that we could have been there a while.
That was helpful.
Yeah, because you also had rough built up where we'd lost the ball had you not gotten to the green anywhere in the middle. So, yeah.
How many balls did I lose that day?
It wasn't a ton.
Like 4?
No, it was more than that.
Was it?
But it wasn't. No, it was less than a dozen. You hit one fairway, which ironically the hardest fairway on the course to hit.
There you go.
You putted okay. I forget the you only missed like 2 chippies.
I putted pretty well, actually.
Given the lack of practice putting on actual greens, you did pretty well.
Yeah. I putted pretty well.
Yeah.
I mean, I putted almost as well as some of you guys did that day.
Yeah.
But the other stuff was a disaster.
What's on the grill for the Super Bowl? I never cook my really. I think I'm gonna make some chili and take it to somebody's house this year. I think that's the goal. I am not grilling for the Super Bowl.
It's just me and Carson Sunday, so I don't know. Probably nothing.
We will start doing hand raised guys on Thursday night. We just don't know when that's starting. But yes, that is a thing. Definitely during football season for sure, and then probably before that. How many texts you received the week leading up to National Signing Day?
A bunch. I don't know the number, but a bunch.
You have to eat at one of these restaurants only for the rest of your life. Taco Bell or McDonald's?
Oh, my God.
The answer is Taco Bell. I hate McDonald's.
Yeah, the answer
I hate it. I can't stand it. I refuse to eat it unless I'm made. I cannot stand McDonald's.
I can't remember the last time I had McDonald's.
It is by far my least favorite fast food place.
Literally, I'm trying to think, when was the last time I had McDonald's? I think even in my super fat days, like not this fat, but like really fat, I don't even think I ate that then. So, yeah, it'd be Taco Bell because you'd have a little more variety. And you'd die soon, so it'd be okay. The rest of your life
Can you eat healthy
wouldn't
at all?
last
You can
long.
eat healthy from Taco Bell, can't you, if you had to? They've got those fresco tacos with, you could get chicken. I mean, you could make it okay. I mean,
I guess.
It's not like you have to eat 47 crunchy tacos every day.
No. I mean, I guess I haven't been there. I don't know. That's not my thing. Like, if I'm going to cheat and have Mexican, I can go across the street from where Taco Bell is and go to the taco shop place.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's fantastic.
Okay. How many times have the two of us combined been to Disney World? What is your number?
I've been there once as a kid and once as an adult.
That's the answer. I've never been.
Wow, how about that?
Never been to Disney World.
Never been to Disney World.
Mm-mm.
There are some people that swear by it.
I know, but no.
Just swear by it. Jeffrey is one of those people. Mark Heim, all the time.
What do you like most about Corolla's podcast? The humor, the common sense? What's something you've heard recently you really enjoyed? I do like the humor. Typically is something I kind of laugh at. He does have a lot of common sense about a number of topics. Frankly, though, I've listened to him for so long right now, it's the familiarity. It's probably the reason a lot of you guys listen to us like you do. It's routine for me. I know all the people. I trust his guests for the most part, even though a lot of times he's gotten a little bad since he joined Podcast One about having some guests on that are just promoting their podcast through the company a little bit, which is cool. I get it. But no, it's routine and familiarity for me. I can turn him on. I was talking to Neil about this yesterday or the day before. I'm having a little harder time running the podcast because I'm getting bored. But with Corolla, I can kind of shut my mind off. I can listen but not really be listening and kind of get in my own world a little bit. So, yeah, that's what I like about him because I listen to it all the time.
I like his common sense. I don't listen to him a lot.
Well, and frankly, I mean, you're only listening to bits and pieces because he does. It's over 2 hours a day.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a long podcast every day.
If you were like a trucker or something, you would listen to him a lot.
Oh, you could almost just turn on his network and just listen to his shows all day.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you're gonna get at least 2 or 3 shows every day throughout the Corolla One network or whatever it's called. Not generally a big follower of college baseball. However, this season plan on watching a lot. Here's some programs or players to watch. The entire SEC West, not named Alabama, and Vanderbilt and Florida. Easy to find games. They're on every single night. Watch those. Emerson Hancock on Georgia's must-watch television, so watch him the opening night of SEC series. Yeah, that's it. Louisville, obviously, if you want to watch some ACC teams. They're really, really good. They would be my pick to win the national title this year. Should I have to pick that?
Louisville?
Yeah, they're really good. And when you have Detmer on Friday night, it's real. Although Vanderbilt has Kumar Rocker, he's okay too.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Arkansas gonna be any good?
They're always good. I mean, I worry a little bit about their pitching. They're throwing a couple guys on the weekend that I don't necessarily love. I don't know that there's that dominant Isaiah Campbell type arm for them. And again, it's one of my problems with Ole Miss is, look, Nikhazy's really dang good. But I do wonder a little bit just because that SEC West is filled with so many elite arms on that first night that you're just it's 50-50 going in every single time. I mean, you're talking, on Ole Miss's schedule, like Florida may be a top 3 team in the country. They can win the national title. You got Rocker. You got Tanner Burns at Auburn. You got J.T. Ginn at Mississippi State. You got all that. You play Hancock at Georgia. You play all these dudes. I mean, you're going to lose some. It is what it is. So, that's why
as of right now, you think Hoagland's the Friday starter?
No, I think they're on Nikhazy on Friday.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I think he's just going to throw his best arm on Friday and let it be. Which that's kind of where I was going with that. That means Hoagland is the most important player on the team because they've got to win at least 6-7 SEC games on Saturday night.
Yeah.
Saturday. Because I think 5-5 is an achievement on Friday night.
Yeah.
Frankly, 5-5 means Doug had a hell of a year.
Yeah, I think if you offered Mike 5-5 on Friday right now, he'd have to take it.
Oh, period. Asa Lacy at 8 a.m. I forgot him. Yeah. Yes, Rudy was offsides, no doubt.
Oh yeah, it was terrible. How you missed that call's beyond me.
Again, we hate every in.
I mean, how'd you not see that in editing and go, come on, really?
Can we just move him back a step?
Yeah, I mean, we have to reshoot this.
Unless they did it on purpose. Maybe they were playing chess.
Yeah, maybe to create the debate for decades.
Hey, it's kept it. I don't give anybody really that kind of credit, but.
Yeah, I think it was a screw up.
Do you?
Yeah.
Throwing it out there. I guess Tyler Keenan will lead the team in home runs. Seems like an easy guess. I'm kind of curious what kind of protection he gets around everybody else, but that's where I would go with that. I know Archie put on the board. He's moving on to softball from women's basketball. Look, guys, we've talked about this before. I'm not telling you what to do or not think, but whatever you think this rebuilding job is in women's basketball, it's 10 times worse. She signed a really good class. Get it on campus and
See
how it goes. I mean, last night was shocking just from the standpoint of how bad it was when you see the score and don't understand. It was 32-2 at halftime.
Here's a little behind the scenes.
They didn't score until 50 seconds left in the first half last night.
I spent time yesterday morning trying to find a place where I could place a bet.
You felt good about it?
Yes.
Because, look.
You told me the line. I'm like, oh, my God. And seriously, I started.
They haven't been competitive against anybody. They have a manager on the team. They have lost kids to quitting, to injuries. The roster was gutted. I mean, they played South Carolina. They played the number 1 ranked team in the country. It was never going to be competitive last night. So last night was not the night for you to be all freaked out about a college basketball score, I guess is what I'm saying. I mean, at one point, they were 2 of 27 from the field last night.
Yeah. I was a little surprised at
I do give them some credit for the second half
yeah.
of actually showing some fight. They scored 30 in the second half.
That speaks to her ability to motivate and lead.
It really does, because
Yeah.
that thing could have turned really bad right there.
I just don't know. And this isn't about her. This is just in general, and I hope they prove me wrong. I just don't know that this is the league to rebuild in. There's a lot of really good women's basketball.
Well, I mean, but
the
if
SEC.
you're doing it, they've done it. She signed the first ever McDonald's All-American.
Yeah.
They have some kids coming in. They got a transfer to sitting out. I mean,
Yeah.
we'll see when a roster gets there. She's a really good recruiter.
Yeah, turning it over right now would be stupid
Well, yeah, what do you do?
and pointless.
I mean, nobody would take the job last time.
Yeah.
Ross waited too long to fill the job. A
Yeah.
lot of stuff happened.
Yeah.
But
Well, he offered it to people. He just couldn't.
couldn't get him. I mean, yeah, multiple people took lesser paying jobs to avoid this
I
job.
can't remember who it was that turned it down. Someone was like a Missouri State sort of program,
Maybe even the woman at Belmont or Troy.
something like that, and they said no. And the woman at Troy,
Yeah, it was Troy.
she said no, and I went, ooh,
That's not good.
there's your answer.
Yeah.
Because every people tried to spin it. Well, her family. I'm like, oh, stop.
Paying $500,000-$600,000 a year, you take the gig.
She was making $100
Yeah, you take
or something,
The gig.
and someone offers you I mean, like, I don't want to move to Minot, North Dakota. I don't.
Where?
Minot, North Dakota. I don't want to go. But if you offered me a 500% raise, I'm there tomorrow.
Even there?
Yeah, 500% raise.
Yeah. You'll figure it out.
You don't have to stay forever. I got to go stay. You got to stay 5 years. Done.
Okay.
We've been telling you Valentine's Day is drawing near. It's now just 2 weeks away. Big, big holiday. God, it's one of my favorites. Our friends from Blue Delta Jeans are here, as always, to help you get the perfect gift for your special someone. Blue Delta's Oxford studio will be by appointment only on Valentine's Day, complete with complimentary champagne and strawberries for anyone who would like to schedule a private fitting before a night on the town. For our listeners not in Oxford, gift cards can be purchased on Blue Delta's new website, bluedeltajeans.com, complete with Valentine's Day gift packaging. So whether you are in Oxford or not, this Valentine's Day, give your loved one the gift of the perfect fit. Reach out to Blue Delta on their social media or email at info@bluedeltajeans.com to schedule your custom fitting today. That's at Blue Delta Jeans. We're also brought to you by Grenada Nissan. If you're in the market for a Nissan vehicle, Grenada Nissan is the place to go. They've got a complete selection of new and previously owned Nissan vehicles. Great lease deals as well. Go check them out just off Interstate 55 in Grenada, Mississippi. Tell Gene and Sandy you heard about it on the podcast, and you'll get Rebel savings on top of the already great deals at Grenada Nissan. It's GrenadaNissanUSA.com. We're also brought to you by Oxford University Bank, OUB, locally owned and operated right here in Oxford. When you deposit money at OUB, that money and the vast majority of the bank's profits go right back into the Oxford community. OUB gives you the comfort of home, all the benefits the big mega banks provide, all the technology and products you can want, all with the personal touch. They also have a commercial checking account now paying 1% interest as long as you keep $10,000 in the account. It comes with fully interactive online banking. To learn more, go to Live Oxford, bankoxford.com, or call 662-234-6668. OUB is FDIC insured. Also brought to you by Bluff City Advisory Group, dedicated to building the future you desire. Founded in Memphis in 2019, Their team is comprised of individuals and financial experts who came together to serve individuals and families of their beloved hometown. The firm is built on decades of wealth management experience, and they've seen it all. Their financial advisors have a reputation for professional excellence, and their clients rely on their high level of confidence and integrity. They value providing quality advice, experience, and access to all their clients, and they invite an open dialogue beyond your annual review. 901-365-3447 or email ben@bluffcityadvisory.com.
So Neal will have running play-by-play of Zach Evans every hour on the hour until Wednesday morning when he doesn't sign with anybody and then follows it the rest of the time the rest of the way. Ole Miss basketball, 11 a.m. tomorrow from Baton Rouge for that one. Again, the Rebels 1-6 in the SEC, LSU 23-2 in their last 25 league games. This
really weird. LSU
years.
only beat Ole Miss by 4 in Oxford. Ole Miss is so much better than 1-6, but they can't finish games.
Yeah.
And then, as Andy Kennedy always said, it was no quote was ever better than this quote. You are what your numbers say you are.
It's his second best quote.
What was the first best?
Money can't buy happiness, but broke won't buy shit.
Yeah, it's true.
That was number one. that was one. Sorry.
Andy's a good dude. I gotta tell you, man. Let me give you a little insight into how good of a guy Andy Kennedy is. No joke. Andy sends me a text the other night. He's at the Arkansas game. It's a picture of the scoreboard with the Razorback thing.
Yeah.
And just saying, hey, if your daughter's here, tell her to come down and say hello. That's Andy Kennedy. People say, why do you like Andy? Andy's this, that. That's what you like about Andy. Andy's a really good dude.
Yeah, Leif points out that one, too. When we had David Brandt story time, we were in the Tad Pad, and he told David to come out to midcourt and look up. And he goes, you see that spot up there?
You see that blue dot up there?
Yeah. And David goes, yeah, what is it? He goes, the sky, Dave. It's the sky.
Yeah, that's the effing sky.
Oh, God.
Funny dude.
Kind of missed the Tad Pad, honestly. It was sort of fun in its own little way.
In its own little way.
Yeah.
It
was the puppy that was so ugly it was kind of cute.
Yeah, it had its unique quirks.
Yeah.
What did he say that day? He goes, it's just asbestos.
Yeah, he was like coughing or whatever, and instead of when he goes, it's fine, asbestos.
Yeah.
Oh, God. All right, typical Friday show. Appreciate everybody hanging in.
Reggie Buckner, he goes, he didn't have his medicine today.
Back on Monday, and we'll talk to you then. Have a great weekend. Be safe. Talk to you soon.